So February 15th, we will do a major meeting here. We actually have 4 candidates coming in from wherever in Texas. They're on the ballot. There are 11 registered candidates, again, for the governor's race. That includes Abbott. So we're going to have a really sumptuous luncheon because that's all we can provide, all of these people coming from who knows where. But that's what we're doing on February 15th. It's a Sunday. And it'll start on time at 1. It's going to have to because we're going to start with a meet and greet. Anyway, candidates, thank you for coming. And so we'll see. We'll hopefully some more of our membership shows up. Always surprised when I've had to change something. So anyway, Donnie's in here. We're going to do our invocation, please. And in lieu of that, I have my rabbi is here, Rabbi Elliot Haas. Would you please come up and do an invocation for us, please, Rabbi? And we are Messianic Jews. So Rabbi is a Berean, he's a Judeo-Christian, okay?
Abba, we just welcome you into this place, that you would just have your way in each of our lives, that we would hear what you want us to hear and see what you want us to see, and that we change what we need to change and be able to do what we're supposed to do in our part, Abba, that you called us to. And Lord, I just ask, Lord, that you just bless our time together. And did you want me to do the blessing for the food?
Yeah, right now, Rabbi.
Okay. Baruch atah Yehovah Eloheinu melech haolam, horei minei mezonot. Amen. Blessed are you, Yehovah our Elohim, King of the universe, who brings forth various kinds of food. May it nourish every soul. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. That was Hebrew, if you didn't know. Thank you so much, Rabbi. All right, now we're doing our pledges. And all veterans, please come on up. If you're a veteran, please come on up. And we start with, of course, the national region. Oh, I forgot. I got to put the 10 Commandments. Mosaic Law. 10 Commandments are going to go up there. And so we'll start with this. So Mike, Brad, you'll hold these. You're both veterans, so we'll start with the pledge first. Okay. So you want to go ahead. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, there are the flags, the American and the Texas. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Of Texas. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you so much. Okay, we're doing the Star Spangled Banner. So who wants to hold that up? Here you go, Mike. You get to do it. Okay, folks, we always sing the national anthem. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag the only place the good citizens of Seattle could go to get patriotism was to go to the baseball games. And so many of the friends and family that I had there, they all went to the ball games because they sang all the favorite from the God knows when, I don't know, 1950s, 1930s, Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and they just had a lot of fun. But imagine the only place you could find patriotism. Terrible, terrible things happening all across this great land of ours. But anyway, so thank you for coming, and we will be on time, God willing, and I'll do a better job next on the 15th because of these people coming in. And anyway, we want to thank everybody and going through the list. So Daphne isn't here. I don't know what happened. I hope everything's okay for her and her family. So our membership is 30, and we paid $770. We have to send that into Austin for the Texas Federation. Is this thing on?
No.
Okay, well, I don't need it.
Probably the battery's out.
So I'll let, because the speakers are going to need it, Grant, you're going to have to fix this up if you got it connected, or Mike. Yeah, I don't need it.
Probably needs a
Anyway,
battery.
I have a big enough mouth, I can get it out there, folks, so I'm never concerned about that. I directed a lot of kids in my life, so anyway, let me think. So I'm moving down. So, Connie, you got the sign-in roster here?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many have signed in? Oh, they're not numbered? Oh, we don't have the regular roster, you know? Yes, it is.
16 people.
Okay, great. We'll let it go at that. So we had to send him $25 for every member. So 30 members, that was $750. And then every year they require an additional $20 for the Texas Federation in Austin. And then we had to pay the comptroller $15.84 for sales tax, okay? We do a couple of auctions during the year to rate donation auctions because, oh my God, the state wants they want to know how much came in kind and then any profit that you made. And oh my gosh, if you make a few pennies, we have to pay the sales tax. So $15.84, that's what would it cost us. And that was all posted from January the 1st through the 15th is when I had to file this stuff. Anyway, I was very upset in January. Actually, do I have the date on this? Probably came in around January 6th, January 8th, and this came through the Liberty Council. I'm so grateful for what they sent. 17 Republicans, really rhinos, went in with the Democrats in the United States House, and they voted to fund abortion for the United States, okay? And one of those congresspeople is Monica de la Cruz. She's from the Rio Grande Valley, okay? There are about 3 ladies that have been running there off and on. She's the only one that Abbott, our esteemed governor, supported and gave her some money. And you know, we really begged in 2024 to help our beautiful Irene. He wouldn't even endorse her, okay? And he's done this now for this Miss de la Cruz. And she heard from me loud and clear. I went out there on Twitter and then went to her site. Anyway, so it's just so shocking, these outrageous so-called Republicans. Anyway, I call myself MAGA now. And but anyway, all right. So what was interesting is going after the governor now, 24 years ruling Texas, and I thought, well, we're gonna do a forum. So we have 2 lovely ladies that live far east, and they divided the list, contacted all of these candidates. 4 have responded. Imagine, and they're coming in at their own expense to share a forum with us, and there'll be 3 questions asked, and pretty much. I'm not going to go into those questions now because it's based on my research that will be factual and we'll take it from there. So I hope you guys will come, and I hope we'll have a bigger crowd, because pretty much I think it's great that they're coming, and it just shows what's going on in the rest of Texas, especially when you see Abbott's accomplishments. Oh my gosh. And I just did the accomplishments of the 12-year tenure as governor. I didn't go back and pick up his wonderful, you might say, what he accomplished when he was 12 years the Attorney General. So 3 terms for Attorney General, 3 terms for governor. Well, it's time to retire, I think. And anyway, and I have appealed over and over. So many of us have done that with some petitions, because I like to do petitions and do our best to get them in. And we've gone after the machines with Michael and Dale, the EVMs, EVM, electronic voting machines. They must go. And God willing, I think that they had a major meeting, or it's going on maybe Friday. We'll hear about it maybe Monday. All the 50 Secretary of States were invited into DC, doing a major get-together. I don't know if all the blue states sent anyone in, but we'll find that out. And Tulsi Gabbard is in charge of that, and she's going after specifically all of the absolute evidence that shows the 2020 election was stolen, and they'll take it from there when they're going to request, I'm sure for federal elections, that the machines be off. They have to be turned off. Actually melt them down or do whatever they want to do with them. It's pretty outrageous. Anybody that has been in the computer business, as I've been really, my husband was a computer programmer, highly valued by the Boeing company, hired in around 1965, and he always said, you know, and he programmed them, he worked with the Cray. The Cray computers then, oh my God, they were 8 feet tall. Or Grant, do you remember how tall those computers were? Did you ever see a Cray? One of those Crays from the 70s? All the way up through there. Anyway, they had to have a specific temperature, and but anyway, who programs them? Hey, runs this thing. Okay, they know what they're doing. They've been cheating us. Anyway, that documentation, I'm gonna go real brief over it on our next meeting, the February 15th, because I want all these people coming in. If they don't know about it, a lot of them don't. Plus, I'm going to see how many of them know about the Texas Bomb Review Board. Got to pay attention, because you'll understand the depths of the schools in Texas. Oh my gosh, pretty outrageous. And all this hacking, well, the terminology is really, it's a cyber crime. Anyway, so moving along. Anyway, we got enough of what's going on. I wanted to briefly mention, as a native Californian, oh my heavens, I'm so happy to hear what President Trump's going to do to help all those people who lost their homes. 25,000 homes were burned down in the Pacific Palisades of Southern California. I think only 3 have received what they need in order to start rebuilding. Can you imagine what Newsom, that devil, and that stupid other, you know, I think these people are really, oh man, they're outrageous. So
they received millions also to rebuild, and they have not. So what happened to the millions?
Again, you know, look, we the people, thank God Trump is here. Thank God he's going after, but he's dependent on us. So what I'm attempting to do now with our new website, it's on YouTube. It's El Paso Texas Prayer Warriors, that's what we are. And of course we're running with Mosaic Law, 10 Commandments, okay, which is the basis of really America's jurisprudence. And the evidence has been there and well-founded, and what we lack are Blackstone attorneys, and maybe we'll start getting some. Anyway, this is a great resource. I'll bring a bunch of books in probably on the 15th for those of you that lack or that you would like to update yourself on America's great heritage. This is William Federer, and he's written some great books. This is America's God and Country. It's a tremendous resource that has all of the major court, SCOTUS court cases. Okay, where of course SCOTUS went after us big time to attack the cornerstone of America, prayer, Bible, and the Ten Commandments. Anyway, so our national debt, in case some of you don't know it, I'm gonna go real quickly, is, they title it intra-governmental debt. Do anyone know what that means?
No.
Anyone here know what that means? So this $37 trillion, whatever we have now that we're carrying, that our children, our grandchildren, actually my great-grandchildren will be carrying. Probably great-great. Does anyone know what that means? Come on, somebody does.
We're gonna be paying on it for a while.
What is it?
We're gonna be paying on for it, so it's, the government creates its own money at our own rate, and we get to pay it back whenever we want, but it's still gonna be lingering around us.
They put the entire burden on we the people. That's what they've done. I didn't know that.
We're the slaves.
We're the slaves, yeah, literally, that's what they've done.
And we let them.
Intra-governmental public debt, that's what it's titled. I didn't know that. So they're borrowing trillions on us, okay? They say 79% of the debt is held by the public. Did we give them permission? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, well, this is how the Nazis who run the WEF, the World Economic Forum, you know, no wonder I kept hearing, you know, I do a lot of research, and that devil Nazi, Klaus Schwab, said, oh, you Americans, you're going to be happy. You're going to own nothing by 2030, and you're going to be happy. Well, you know, now I understand a little bit about it. The debt's on us. No wonder. They can literally come in and take everything we have and say, well, we have to pay the debt. We are really having to take back our power, our authority, and thank God for Trump. He's attempting it. Anyway, so we'll see. The Texas Public Policy Foundation, in November of 23, they said Texas's most populous cities and counties, and they're looking at, and they have all of the debts there for them. And the ISDs have incurred debts which could literally destabilize our Texas's security. Oh, where has Abbott been? I mean, when I bring you some of the stats, mainly from the Texas Bond Review Board, it blows you out when you see the debts of all these public ISDs, independent school districts. Okay, it's just wow. So my little school district, 5,000 kids. Yeah, that's why the machines have to go. They said they beat us by what, 32. They have 32 more votes come in late that passed their $400 million bond, imposing it on Conatillo. Okay. Anyway, so I have my good suggestions, but so Abraham George is our Texas State Chairman, and he's Republican. And so my question about when I call him is, why does Texas keep electing rhinos? Well, Abbott isn't a DeSantis. He's not like Florida's DeSantis, not at all. So, and then we have the Islamization of Texas. November 2025, actually just shocked me to the core. 6 city leaders, well, they gotta all be Democrats, handed a Muslim, foreign-born imam, who's a Shiite, and they gave him the keys to their cities. That's Houston, Dallas, Sugar Land, Euless, Carrollton, Plano. They had what they said are Ismaili Boy and Girl Scouts. Have any of you heard of Islamic Boy and Girl Scouts? No. Well, they had them there for this, I guess, for these 6 cities that this imam went and visited, Boy and Girl Scouts, and they had a youth choir singing our anthem. And the Islamic one, which I printed probably, I don't know how many years back, they have an Islamic national anthem. Okay, just so you guys have a little bit of an idea, I thought I better share as much. And the North Texas Independent School District, which is called Grapevine Colleyville. They're hosting, it's CARE sponsored, Council American Islamic Relations. That's CARE. I've been battling CARE folks since before I got out of Seattle, actually around 2002, when I became aware of CARE in Seattle. Council American Islamic Relations, okay? These devils naturally, they're saying, oh, they're gonna take us out, okay? They're working on 1,400-year history. In the meantime, where are the Christians at? I mean, England's collapsing, all of Europe, you know, these fools, they have the history books that tell them exactly who these people are. I'm going to bring in some of mine on the 15th. I want to make sure you guys know these are resources that were written in the 18th century, telling us about who and what Islam is. Okay, poor little old Israel over there. Yeah. Anyway, so. And then you guys all know that Abbott, he labeled them now. But Texas is given more than $11 million to help build mosques. What's going on here? Who's done this for Texas? $11 million of taxpayer money to build mosques. Okay, so Governor Abbott had on November 18th, yeah, right away, oh wow. He proclaimed the Muslim Brotherhood and CARE as foreign terrorists and transnational criminal organizations. Okay, fine and dandy, so what does that mean? So what's going to happen? Anything? We have to wait for the Texas legislature, you know that. They make the law. Abbott doesn't. So words are meaningless for the dire state that Texas is really in.
Again, what is it? Council American Islamic?
No.
It's C-A-I-R.
Yeah, R for what?
Relations.
Relations, okay.
Relations, yes. Well, you should get didn't they give you?
I have it here.
Okay, yeah, I thought I defined
But
it in there for all of
The
you.
acronyms, okay.
Yeah, I tried to define them for you guys. Okay, so we're gonna get started right now, and I just wanted to give you guys a little review of some of what we're looking at here in Texas. The battle is on. Of course, did I mention the main thing for me? Any of you know where Jesus said that anyone that hurts a child, it's better that a millstone be tied around their neck and they be dropped into the deepest part of the ocean? Anyone know which gospel is that prominent in? It's in Matthew, and it's really, and I looked at it before I came because I wanted to make sure. I thought it was in John. It's Matthew, I believe it's chapter 18. What Abbott has done for the 12 years as governor, prior to that, the 12 years as Attorney General, but really as governor, he appointed it's the governor's responsibility to appoint the chairs, the chancellors to all of the public universities of Texas. So he did. And most recently, again, I do my best to keep up, but it's an awesome job. And I didn't realize that he had appointed only DEI, okay? Diversity, equity, inclusion. He appointed them. And as former Attorney General, he actually went along with BO. BO. Anybody know who BO is? Oh, come on. Come on, who's BO? Barack Obama, for heaven's sake. He was elected in 2002 as the Attorney General. Obama came in, was elected in 2008, okay? So pretty much he's followed Barack Hussein, and you know that wimpy McCain would never pronounce, that's why I got what stupid man McCain, John McCain. I'm sure it's hot enough down there for him, I hope it is. Because these traitors, they have to be called out. Barack Hussein Obama, okay, his middle name, I mean he's absolutely a Muslim, and anyway, so Mr. Abbott went along with DEI, all those people were appointed, and no wonder we have the curriculum in the public ISDs of Texas promoting LGBTQ, okay? in addition to God knows what they're doing with Islam. We won't know. There's just too many things going on. Our poor Attorney General, our FBI, I mean, they've got to be, it's just so much corruption. Like Minneapolis, we're probably going to find out what's going on here in Texas, especially with the supporting of mosques, building these mosques, and having their Sharia courts. We know of at least 2 Sharia courts, probably in Dallas. Anyway, and so I had to make sure I brought that out, because when they touch the children, when they go after that, that's it. That's all I had to see about Abbott. And it's time to say bye-bye. And quite frankly, he should have retired with grace and not make us take him to court, which we might have to do that when we find out, are they running, because they'll duplicate everything of the economy as they were doing in Seattle, all right? So they run a side-by-side, the Muslims do, economy with their Sharia law. And I am going to do a YouTube presentation on that, because the people that traffic in the children, Muslims, 1,400 years, okay, they have a great track record, buying and selling of children all over the world, really. All right, now I've showed this map before, but I want to make sure I show it again, because some of you are not. 57 nations, or 57 countries they control. This is Voice of the Martyrs. And I love, I mean, it's to see this is to have an understanding of how severe this is. And the Western Christian world is hanging on. I am going to get this laminated and on a good backboard, because it has to be out there. Just to subscribe to Voice, it's called VOM, V-O-M, Voice of the Martyrs, and see the outrageous assault against Africa. Oh, well, wherever they're shooting, it's in here, it's all over the United States, so we're going to be finding out, God willing, if we, there's so much for poor Bondi and Cash to be looking at here. Anyway, to get back to our race, so we literally have 11 candidates. This is the gentleman that I'm really looking at. I'll have more, but he'll be coming in. His name is Doc Pete Chambers, retired lieutenant colonel. He retired in 2022. Probably he didn't want to take the jab. He didn't want to take the fraudulent bioweapon, okay? The COVID-19 shots, he didn't want to take them. So he quit. We'll see what he says when he comes to our forum. And anyway, he's got quite an interesting record. And there's another gentleman that my friend, this is for governor, yeah, strictly governor. I'm only going to show up governor now. And then we have this other gentleman, Mr. Crouch, and he has a very good record that's coming. A retired Navy SEAL. But anyway, this came out on January 31st. This man is a great Texan who's in Congress. Well, he's a state representative here, running for re-election for the state of Texas. His name is Brian Harrison. Oh my gosh, he's phenomenal. Texas A&M has shut down their gender studies major. Okay. Texas A&M announced it is shutting down. Imagine how many people knew this. It's gender studies major. The former disgraced, oh yeah, this is how nice he writes this. Texas A&M president was removed for using our hard-earned tax dollars to fund LGBT teachings for children's literature class. This is what blew me out of the water. I first saw this in early November. I could not believe it, okay? You touch a child, that's it. Burn in hell, that's it, okay? And what did they do? The man that they resigned from the official Texas A&M, where is it at? Austin, forget. Anyway, they gave him a payout, $3.5 million. And they said there will be nothing going out, they're going to have no record for him. They gave him $3.5 million. So my call to Abbott is, what are you doing? Is that coming out of your pocket? You know, Abbott has war chest, $105 million. That's what Abbott has. And it'd be interesting to see if he gives anybody anything, other than this Monica de la Cruz, yeah, who stood up to fund abortion again. I mean, it's just so shocking to see this. Thank God for the internet. And what this guy says in the last 2 years, despite no help, where have they been, the Texas legislature and the Texas Senate, under the Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick? Where have they been? He said it's people like us, we the people, that have forced Texas A&M to remove their LGBTQ studies. And they kicked out this man, but they gave him $3.5 million. Okay. Anyway, this really got me going. Earlier this week, Governor Abbott announced, this is another killer. He announced a freeze on any more H-1B visas for Texas. Well, unfortunately, Texas has been one of the top states in the country issuing these visas. Can you imagine? Well, everything has to wait for the legislature which will convene in January 2027, huh? That's the way it works, folks. So the Texas legislature convenes in the odd years. Thank God. It's too bad Congress doesn't. Of course, I'm going to go after a class action lawsuit. I'm eventually going to do that for Congress. We only need them convening every other year, and that's for 30 days, and there's no pensions anymore. That's how they've gone after us. That's another story. I'm not going to talk about it now. No, I'm going to go after their pensions. They're not employed. They set themselves up as civil service workers, employees. Well, we don't employ those devils. They're there to serve us. No wonder they quit serving us. From the 70s, folks, that's when that came in, okay? And that was under a Democrat-controlled Congress. No wonder those wimpy Republicans stay with them, huh? Anyway, so this was the main of the highlights. I want to make sure I covered some of this stuff. Okie dokie. So the Texas ballot, have any of you looked at the Texas ballot now? So you know what's happening. Some of you looked at it? Okay, so we have two on the Republican sample ballot. We have two proposals, okay, and they make sense. And then the killer for me is coming from Seattle again. Shocked me to no end. I have sent this to Abbott, and I've sent it out so many times. The internet deal, it's called Democracy Live. Democracy Live is Mr. Soros. It's his operation. Anything that's called democracy, George Soros loved that terminology. Democracy Live on the internet. And the program it's the Omni ballot. So it's actually running, when I checked it out 2 years ago, in 33 states. So no wonder they're selecting all of our winners and losers, okay? They can do it all online. Anyway, so it's called the Omni ballot, and I'm going after that. Of course, that's with Mike Lindell, what he's attempting to do. Now, it's just shocking. So, but we have got all our candidates, and then we have just two proposals, and one is Proposition 1 regarding the deck plaza, and then the other one is a double deck Interstate 10. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic if they do that, but who knows? Seattle had it. It's called the Viaduct. We had a double-decker a roadway running through Seattle, which was fantastic. Well, of course, the Democrats tore it down, put in a tunnel, which cost the taxpayers, oh Lord, how many millions or billions? I have no idea. I got out of there.
Wouldn't they shut down I-10 to do that?
I have no idea. It's a double-deck Interstate 10, and they're proposing it over widening Interstate 10 because the people of El Paso County were never given, well, of course not. No, who asked us? We're the little taxpayer that pays the bill. The widening of the interstate harms our neighborhoods and destroys millions of dollars of taxable area. Anyway, that's what they're claiming. We'll see what happens. Now, any of you look at the Democrat ballot, because I print them both. I want to make sure what's on their ballot. These poor guys. This is the sample ballot for the Democrats. Of course, it's an omni ballot, okay, that's what it's called, through Democracy Live. They have 10 propositions on their ballot. Can you imagine? 10. They're quite interesting. I mean, it's really cute. Texans should support humane and dignified immigration policy and pathways to citizenship. That's proposition number 2. Okay, I'm just gonna look at a couple of, it's just, Texas should expand accessible public transportation opportunities in rural and urban communities so residents can get to their workplaces, schools, and healthcare. Wow. So how many people ride these buses now that we have running all over this city, you know, man, it's just amazing. 10, so they've got all these propositions, folks. Actually, I thought they had 10. They have 13. They have 13 propositions. Well, I thought we just had 2.
Those got added.
Oh, when did they add these things? That's after I printed our ballot, huh? Oh, wow, are they similar? Texas property tax.
No, totally
at the purchase price, and oh, well. I'm not gonna, I'll do this before I send it out for the membership. It's mind over matter. Okay, folks, now we're gonna go in and meet our lovely candidates. So happy you guys came. And, I do want to share one thing more. This is Robert's Rules of Order, and I bought this at a secondhand store. Oh gosh, who knows? Might have come out of Seattle, for all I know. But my husband and I did a lot of traveling by car, so I always go to the secondhand stores. I like to find my antique books for America. Anyway, it's quite interesting, so we're going to make a copy of some of this, because it's pretty neat to look at. Okie dokie. So we have 3 candidates, and, no, we have 4.
Yeah, Lupe.
She went to the back.
Yeah, she's back. She's back already.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, we have Hector. Okay, wonderful. Let me get your, write them down. Great. We have okie dokie. Oh, and we have Mike. We have 6 candidates. Wonderful. Okay, folks, 6 candidates. We're going to start, if that's okay with you. Sit here. Go last.
You're fine there? Okay.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome.
Well, we're gonna go in with, oh, folks, if you haven't eaten, eat. All of you candidates, it's free. I don't wanna give your money. Can any of them pay? And $10 for everyone else. Please get up and eat. I always pay, we paid ours. And you go and eat something. Tell your beautiful wife. Get something to eat, honey, come on. There's a lot of food there. Candy, please, sir, get up and eat something. No.
Hi, Hector. Good to see you. Ready to talk to us?
You don't need to, you don't need to.
Somebody bring me.
We have cheesecake. Oh my gosh. You gotta look at these desserts, Barbara. Oh my God, we got, this is the same one.
Well, I'm gonna show you about that.
I'm gonna wait for them to get out of here.
So, and then I'm still working on another. Oh, and then I mentioned my How are you, sir? Good to see you again. Good to see you again. How are you? Don't worry.
That's so cute. Long time no see.
I know.
It's all back there.
How are you?
How was your training back there? Which is that?
Oh, yeah.
For the balance, strengthen our voice. Supporting us with that ability and use of power. And also supporting our local economy, supporting our veterans. Helping project ways, supporting patriotism and our values. Faith and support community. Right now, when we have so much evil and government, more than ever, God back into the same system that He created. We have separation from the side to raise whatever.
I go to anytime. It's all right. Oh, that's my grace.